neck and goes, "Ugh," turns into Macho Man Randy Savage. I have you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime. And he beats the shit out of Terry. Terry's like punches him and goes nothing. It's like he just hit a goddamn brick wall. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video. And I also wanted to let you know that not only do I create content here on Class in the Glass, but I also stream content in my Twitch channel, Mr. Revan7. I play single-player games, multiplayer games, and I also do movie reviews and cartoon reviews as well. I also want to encourage you to check out my Patreon, Class in the Glass, where I offer audio commentaries, full reactions for movies, and also the ability to submit questions for my video casts and podcasts. In the meantime, thank you for watching and enjoy the video. But now, my friends, we can go ahead and move on to Batman Beyond, chat. Episode 9, The Winning Edge, featuring the return of Bane. How's Bane doing, chat? Not great. Not great in hindsight, chat. But the episode opens up, my friends. Opens up with an illicit gun deal going down, chat. There's someone selling guns to a very nefarious group in Gotham City. That group being, chat, the Jokers. They are reminiscent of the Jokers from days long past, chat. They have taken up his image, chat, and they wreak havoc across Neo-Gotham. But they got to get their toys, of course. And apparently, chat, there's plenty of opportunities in Neo-Gotham to get these goddamn guns. So we just see this guy literally turn up, roll up in an ice cream truck, chat. And the Joker step out of the fucking shell. Is like, ooh, ice cream. Do everything good for us, sir? He's like, I got you, sir. I got you. And he fucking presses a button, chat. And we don't see, Neapolitan. We don't see rum raisin or chocolate mint, chat. No, we see all sorts of goddamn guns in full and wide, right up there for everybody, chat. And they're like, here, help yourself to a fucking free sample. And they start taking all this shit out, chat. And they start, just practicing with them. They're like, ah, wonderful. But then who fucking hears this chat going on down there? Sees this wide display of gunfire? Goddamn Batman, chat. Terry McGinnis. And he goes down there. He starts taking out all these Jokers, chat. Starts punching them, everything. And the Jokers start losing their goddamn mind because they're terrified of Batman at this point, chat. Never thought they'd have to fight him like the original Joker did back in the Gotham of old. And they start shooting wildly, chat. And they hit the truck filled with all the guns. Ba-boom! The whole thing goes up, chat. It's all filled of goddamn explosives and all sorts of weaponry. It goes up like a goddamn rocket. And, Terry's like, ah, shit. I gotta take these guys all out. Matter of fact, explosion. Hits a bunch of the Joker's, chat, slams them against a bunch of concrete, brains themselves. Not Terry's fault. Not Terry's fault. They brought on themselves. They knocked themselves out. And you see the one guy run off, this big fat guy who brought the guns, like, oh, God, what am I going to tell my supplier? And Terry, he gets that guy. He uses his goddamn grappling gun, chat, ties up his fucking feet, and the Gotham police, chat, the GCPD, come up to pick up the rest of the trash. And Terry, he goes back to the Batcave to tell Bruce of the good news. The thing is, though, Terry is fucking exhausted. Bruce has had him go out every single night, time and time and time again. And even Bruce is like, what, tired? Is this too much for you? And Terry's like, no, I just, it's not the nights that do it to me, it's the mornings. And we have a hard cut, chat, to Terry in the middle of class, just sleeping, chat, in the middle of a test, too. And his teacher comes behind me, he's like, Mr. McGinnis. Mr. McGinnis, he's like, oh, what? He's like, sleeping in class again, Mr. McGinnis. He's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, well, you were sleeping during the test. Here's a demerit. Here's electronic demerit. Let your mother see that. Make sure that she scans it and bring it back to me the next day. He's like, shit, this is not good. And, Dana, apparently him and Dana, chat, since the last episode, are on much better terms. They're on much better terms, and she's come up to, I guess they're dating again. She's like, what's going on with you, Terry? He's just like, I'm sorry. I've just been exhausted. I'm so goddamn tired. And she goes, you know what'll wake you up? You know what'll help you? He's like, a nap? She's like, no! Entertainment! Sports! A sports ball game! And so she takes him to the gymnasium, chat, where there is a big old match between the Hamilton Hill High School Sports Ball League, chat, and the Clark Kent High School based in Metropolis, chat. I was like, whoa, Clark Kent! Dana was very cute. But the Clark Kent high school chat going up against them, and they're battling out. And Terry could give a shit less. He could care less about the fucking gravity sports ball chat. He's fucking sleeping. And Dana's always nudging him. He's like, "Well, what's going on? What's going on?" And she's like, "You're falling asleep." He's like, "I'm sorry, I'm just so tired." And they see this match going on, chat. And we follow this one particular player named Mason. He gets checked really goddamn hard, chat. Messes up, and the other opposing team scores. It's like a combination between it's in like a gravity, like a giant tube. And they're 0G. And they have like these full uniforms. It's like a combination between lacrosse, football, and hockey. And like their hands have these giant cups. It's very like their literal hands are like lacrosse thingies, Chad. It's very odd to me. Mason, he comes out and the coach is yelling, like, "God damn it, you goddamn people don't know what the hell you're doing." They're swearing at him. It's like, "You're a bunch of pansies playing out there. I didn't know. If you fucking bunch of pansies don't know how to goddamn score, then take your asses a shower." And we see little Mason. Is it called speedball? Is that the sport called? Thank you. We see Mason. He goes off to the side, chat, and he takes a little piece of paper, chat. He takes a little sticker. It's like, what the hell is that? And he pulls up his sleeve, chat, slaps that shit, and goes, "Ooh, that's the good shit, chat." And he just gets a little more muscular, and he's just, woo! He's in it, chat. He is locked in. He goes back in there, and he just tackles one guy, chat, checks him, and he hits him so goddamn hard, opens the 0G tube, and he flies out, nearly hits Terry and Dana, and they're in everyone, the whole team start fighting, everything, rabble, and then the coach is like, "What are you talking about? It was a legal check, you goddamn pansies, what are you worried about?" He's like, "Good hit, Mason," and Terry's like, "That was fucking weird. What the hell was that about?" It was very odd. And so all of a sudden, chat, we see Mason. We see good old Mason, chat. He's walking away, and he's not looking great, chat. Looks like some of that illicit substance that he put on himself. I think it might be affecting his health. And he's walking around. He's kind of like steroids in a way, chat. And we see one of the girls from Hamilton Hill High School, chat, going up to him. He wants to hang out. She wants to have the hot, sweaty sex. But he's like, "I got to take care of something first." She's like, "Are you using them again? Are you using those slappers again?" He's like, "Why don't you mind your own goddamn business, okay?" And he's like, "Okay, I'll mind my own business." She's like, wait, come back." He's like, "Forget you. You don't understand. You wouldn't understand." And he goes down, chat, he's going to have a little meeting. And he has some fucking money to pay for him. He's got some money for pay for him. And this car pulls up. This really fucking weird car pulls up. And he takes some of the shit out of this goddamn car, chat. And he exchanges a credit chip. And this guy goes away. It's like, that's a little weird. That was kind of odd. And then it's the next night, chat. Terry, he's on patrol. Apparently he was going to call it an early night at this point. But Bruce is like, "Listen, we just got a fucking, apparently a burglary. Sounds like a burglary's going down at this one electronics store. You got to head over there and stop him." Terry's like, "All right, shit, okay, I'll go over there." He goes over there, chat. Sees these guys just robbing the whole goddamn place. He jumps down. Scares the shit out of them, chat. Beats the shit out of one guy, and the other two run off. But then he hears the one guy say, "Wait, Mason!" He's like, "Mason? Like from the sports ball game?" And he chases after this Mason figure guy. He's like, wait a minute. He's like, "Get away from me, Batman!" He's like, "I ain't gonna hurt you, okay? It's over now." And Mason, he takes out his fucking book bag, chat, and starts putting those goddamn slappers, chat. Puts one on either arm, one on his neck, and goes, "Ooh!" Turns into Macho Man Randy Savage. "I have you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime." And he beats the shit out of Terry. Terry's like punches him and goes nothing. It's like he just hit a goddamn brick wall. And he grabs Terry and just starts throwing him around the room, chat, like a fucking rag doll. Throws him with some goddamn TVs half across the goddamn room. Terry's like, "What the fuck?" And Bruce is like, Terry, are you there?" He's like, "I don't feel good." And the three guys take off, shit. They run away. And he's like, Terry goes back to the Bat Cave, and he's just like, Bruce, like, "What happened in there?" It's like, this guy, he put some stuff on himself, and I was like, I got hit by a goddamn truck. And like, Bruce is like, "I wonder what the hell that was. If we just knew what maybe the illicit substances were." And I think I got a clue how to find out. He's like, "How?" He's like, I know one of them. And we see it's the next day, Chad. It's the next day. It's the next day, and this guy, Mason, he's going to go get some more of the drug shit. Because apparently, he needs them just to continue to stay awake at this point. He's addicted to these things, and he's at practice chat, and he's like basically just fucking falling apart. He's like, I just can't do it anymore. And the coach is like, if you can't fucking do it, you goddamn pansy, then hit the goddamn showers. And Mason's just like, okay. And, you know, he goes out to get some more of the drug shit. He's got the money from the robbery, the burglary that him and his friends performed the other day. And Terry watches Mason from afar, chat, sees that he paid for these drugs. He's like, oh, I see what you're doing, motherfucker. And he sees him take it back to his locker, chat. Then Terry, as Batman, he goes there that night, chat, goes into his gym locker and sees what looks like are these patches, chat. Almost look like nicotine patches almost. The roids, indeed. And he takes this shit, and all of a sudden, boom, he's smacked. He's fucking knocked almost out, chat. He's like, what the hell just hit me? And we see this guy in all the sports ball gear, chat, and the mask is taken off, the helmet's taken off, and it's the coach. He's like, I don't know what you're doing in my goddamn locker room, Batman, but I don't give a shit. I'm gonna beat the shit. And the coach is like, I'm gonna just kill Batman. It's like, what? And this coach starts just wailing on Terry, Chan. Eventually, they're pushed outside into the 0G tube where they do the sports ball game. Shit, Terry's like, I can't let this guy beat the shit out of me. Bruce will never let me hear the end of it, chat. And he fucking grapples him, chat, and he just starts throwing him around the goddamn tube, and then boom, till he, much like the same way happened to other sports ball player, chat, hits the concrete wall, knocks him out. He's like, what the hell? But he grabs the stuff that he needs, and he heads back home, chat. Well, he's home, Mary McGinnis, his mom, she's just very upset about what's been going on, about his demerits, chat, his lower grades, the late nights he walks in. Little goddamn Matt, he's just a little instigator, chat. It's like, you're in trouble. He's like, shut the fuck up, dweeb. And he goes there, and mom's like, Terry, we gotta talk about your grades. He's like, Mom, I'm sorry. I promise I'll do better. It's just working for Mr. Wayne at the same time. It's been difficult. All right. And I just need to get some sleep. And I bet he has that electronic demerit in his backpack. Here, I'll get it for you. He's like, get away from me, you little dweeb. And he fucking grabs the backpack, chat, and all the stuff falls out, including the slapper shit, the nicotine patches. And Mary McGinnis is like, what are these? And she picks them up. She's like, are these fucking slappers? I heard about these things on the news. Terry, these can kill you. These can kill you. He's like, they're not Mom, they're not mine. They're not mine. I found them in a locker room. She's like, you found them in a locker room? Really? And he's like, Mom, I'm serious. They're not what you think. I'm not using them at all. And she's like, you know what, Terry? You're grounded. This is ridiculous, okay? I'll allow you to work for Mr. Wayne, but you got to be home by 9. No more. I'm putting my foot down. He's like, Mom, and it's like, ooh, it's a bad situation. And we see him back at the Batcave, chat, and he gives one of the, he's basically telling Bruce, is like, so, I'm grounded. I love that he's telling Bruce all this shit. I'm grounded, but she has allowed me to work for you, but I have to be back by 9. He goes, well, at least you managed to get one of these little slappers for me. He starts analyzing them, and he's like, hey, listen, Mr. Wayne, could you give me, like, any advice on how to deal with moms? And Bruce says, he turns to him and goes, no, Terry, I can't give you any advice on how to deal with moms. My parents are dead. He's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I forgot about that. I just love that moment. Bruce looks at him and goes, no, I don't think Martha. Just starts saying Martha. The next half hour just starts wailing. He's like, listen, supervillains I know, mothers I have no idea, which is kind of sad. But he starts analyzing this, and he goes, I know what this is. And he goes, what is it? And he's like, this is called venom. It's diluted, but this is definitely venom, and it's been made to absorb through the skin via the touch of the patch to the skin. And he goes, there's only one person who I know who produced this in mass back in my day. And he comes up with the profile of Bane, chat. And Terry's like, I heard of him. Terry McGinnis is aware of who Bane used to be. And Bruce is like, this guy was a formidable opponent. Don't let his muscles and height fool you, okay? He was very smart, very intelligent. He's a very dangerous enemy. I know that he got out of prison 20 years ago, and he's been in Santa Prisca ever since. And listen, it's just too much of a coincidence to see Venom on the streets of Gotham City, where Gotham used to be one of his operations. Thank you guys for the 5 minutes. The world's greatest detective can't give advice on how to deal with parents. Literally, because his parents are dead. That's true. There's no question. And so he says, you're going to Santa Prisca tonight. It's like, as long as I'm home before 9. Bruce is like, yes. And so he sends fucking Terry to Santa Prisca. Basically gives him all this really cool, all this information about Bane. Apparently, Bane got out of prison about 20 years ago, but he hasn't been to the Continental Side. He can't. He's not allowed to go back to the Continental stance. He's been banned from entering the country. He's resided on a private island in Santa Prisca, which he owns. So he's managed to have all this wealth, chat. He has his own compound, basically. And Terry goes there, and he infiltrates the place. It's under lockdown. It has armed guards going over the place. And he goes inside the building, chat, and he sees this, what looks like a caretaker. Look, a caretaker, chat. I believe the caretaker's name is Jackson. I believe the caretaker's name is Jackson Chapel, chat. And it's Bane's personal physician and caretaker. And he fucking wraps this guy up in a battering chain and the grappling hook, and he goes, "Where's Bane?" And the guy's like, "He's in there." And Terry, this is an awesome scene, chat. You know, he goes inside, he parts the door, chat, complete fucking darkness, and he sees this guy, looks like sitting on a chair. All he hears is, it's like these ragged breaths, chat. That's all he hears. And he goes, "Bane, I need to talk to you." And he flips on the light, and we see Bane, chat, as this emaciated old man with this huge apparatus connected to his mouth and to his body, chat, inside his tummy. He has tubes inside of his tummy, chat. And he goes, "Oh my God." And the caretaker comes in, and he's like, Terry's like, "What happened to him?" And he's like, "It was the venom. It took a toll on his body after a while, and he broke down. He needs to wear this constantly." He's not even aware what the fuck's going on, chat. He's not even aware what's happening anymore. He's just a vegetable at this point, because he abused the venom for years. That just finally took a toll on his body. Show, thank you for the 10 biddies. And Soul Mighty, thank you so much for subscribing. Hi, Juicy. Hi, chat. Gotta listen and look while I give my kid a bad. No problem at all, Soul Mighty. No problem at all. Thank you for your generosity. Appreciate that. Cheers and salute to you. Thank you. And Terry looks at this and he's like, well, clearly he's not making the venom. If he's a vegetable now at this point, chat, because of his venom abuse. So I love that we have all these episodes, chat. We figure out what happens to some of the villains. We know what happened to Mr. Freeze. We knew it. We find out what happened to the Joker, obviously, chat. And now we know what happened to Bane. He's just a fucking vegetable, barely alive. You want to call that living? And he goes back in the Batmobile. And Bruce is, so what happened? He basically tells Bruce what happened to Bane, and it's a dead end. And he goes, well, even Bruce is like, what can we do? He's like, I know only one thing. That's to go back to the original source with Mason. And so then, Chad, it's the next day. It's morning. Mason, he's looking even fucking worse. He's like a Schmeagle. He's Schmeagle for them slappers, chat. And he's got the money, he can barely fucking move anymore. His hands are always fucking shaking all the time and everything. And he's waiting in the under the bridge, chat, waiting for his goods. And the same car pulls up like it always does, chat. He's like, I got a credit chip. Here you go. And then he's like, no fucking drugs. Because Batman, Terry McGinnis flies down, chat. Fucking beats, punches Nate Mason in the goddamn face. And he throws a tracker on the car, chat, so he can track it where it's going. And then the cops arrive for Mason and everything. And then he takes the Batmobile and he follows the car, chat, and because he has it in cloak mode, and he sees the car enter the Gotham Herald, chat, which has been abandoned. It was an old newspaper, and Bruce is like, it's been abandoned for 20 years, and Terry's like, yeah, well, who reads newspapers anymore? Which is very true, chat. And this show came out in 1999. And so he goes in there, Chad, he sees what's going on, and we get a goddamn Walter White Heisenberg operation going on in there, Chad. They're using the assembly line system usually used for the newspapers, Chad, to mass produce these slappers, Chad, these venom slappers. And he goes in there. And who do we see? And he's like, get a closer look at who's running this operation. He sees the car pull up, park out, and who steps out of the goddamn car, chat? Jackson, Bane's caretaker, chat. He used Bane to then start his venom operation again in Gotham City. But Bane's probably all unaware of this shit that's going on. And he's been using it to earn money for himself, to enrich himself at this point. And, Batman, Carrier's like, I should have fucking known. He's just like, hey, man, I needed the money. I found out I had the best job in the world. So he's taken over Bane's complete operation. It's brilliant. And so Terry, he starts blowing all this shit up, and Jackson's like, fuck no, you ain't gonna do that. And Jackson starts putting all these slappers on his body, shit. He goes, no, and now he becomes super Macho Man Randy Savage, and he starts, fucking exchanging blows with Terry. And Jackson, he's a goddamn good fighter at this point, Chad. He's not like Mason before, who's just swinging and missing most of the time, or caught Terry off guard. This guy is a trained fighter, Chad. He was trained by Bane himself, so Bane trusted him with a lot of things as his caretaker until eventually Bane just became a fucking vegetable. And now Jackson is, in a way, the new evolution of Bane, Shit. He's a Bane for a new era. Thank you, Dogs with 5 minutes. Beyond his depth, I'll be Gotham. I'll be Gotham's rocketing explosions. Oh, yes. I should have done that earlier. Batman. No, it's his nurse. Yeah, it's his caretaker. It's the same thing. Caretaker, nurse, and he's using the Bane's technology and to mass produce the Venom again. He's just in a new form on Gotham City streets. And so him and this guy are just throwing around shit. They're blowing up the whole goddamn facility though, because it's a goddamn good fight. And Terry accidentally, he punches the Jackson so goddamn hard, Chet, that he falls on top of the conveyor belt, and all these other patches start attaching to him, Chet, and it's like, they're all going into him at once. He goes, Gah! And he starts becoming this giant muscle-bound abomination. He's like, he's like, it looks like he's gonna burst out of his own skin, and Terry's like, whoa, big guy, and he's like, and he hits him, Chet. He hits Terry across the thing, and Terry looks like he got hit by a goddamn truck, hits a concrete pillar. He's like, holy shit. And Jackson is just swinging while he's out of his goddamn mind, and he's frothing, chat, just trying to get at Terry. And Terry, he momentarily distracts him. He uses some of the, I guess like a chemistry set on the table. He throws a batarang on it, explodes. It briefly blinds Jackson, but he keeps on swinging, chat, and he hits all this other, goddamn beakers and vials full of all these substances. Chat creates a chain reaction in the whole place, and boom, the whole place goes up at that point, chat. And Terry, he comes to Bruce, is like, Terry, are you okay? Terry, are you okay? And he wakes up and he's like, oh Jesus. And Bruce is like, what happened to Bane's friend? And Terry, he sees this mass just, and he goes over to it, chat, and he sees what happened to Jackson. He turns him over and he's just nothing. He's like waving his hand in front of him, and he says he's just as brain dead as Bane now. And he says it was the Venom. It was the Venom that got him, chat. And it ends with that. Is just a slow fucking pan up to the giant abomination body of Jackson, chat. And explosions. He died how he lived, chat. Explosions. And that, my friends, is Batman Beyond Episode 9, The Winning Age. Actually, no, it's not the end. My mistake, Sean. I forgot. There is an epilogue. There is an epilogue to this episode. So we cut, chat. We're at the McGinnis residence. It's now 9 p.m., past 9 p.m., and Mary's pissed off. Matt wakes up. He's like, oh, he's in trouble, isn't he? She's like, go back to bed. And we see the door open, chat. Terry's there. She's like, Terry, I told you, but who's fucking behind him, chat? Bruce Wayne. He goes, my apologies, Mrs. McGinnis. This is all my fault. I just wanted to go with Terry to make sure that these test results were done this very day. Apologies for having you wait, and didn't mean to concern you. And she's like, what? And Bruce hands over the test results, and it basically proves that Terry did not use any illicit substances, didn't use the slappers, didn't use Venom, chat. Thank you, Devin. Welcome to stream, and thank you for the follow. You're my Huckberry, my new Grinchy. We like her just here. And she goes, oh my God, you're clean. And Bruce again apologizes. Listen, I'm sorry. I've kept him in these late nights. That's not my intention. It's just I trust Terry. He's been almost like a son to me. Terry's like, oh, he's like, not really though. He's like, no. He's always been like a son to me. So I want to thank you for allowing him to work for me. It means the world. And she's like, oh, well, thank you, Mr. Wayne. He's like, listen, if I can do anything to help, you let me know. Please, please, please. I'll talk to the school for him as well. He's like, goddamn, will you, Bruce? He's like, I will. And then we see chat. They're all sitting down. They're having a nice little talk, drinking some coffee and everything, drinking some liqueur. Bruce is like, yeah, pour me more of that champagne, Mrs. McGinnis. Yeah. And so they're watching all that stuff. And they're watching the news, chat, and they see the arrest of Mason and his friends for the slapper use, and also the head coach, chat, because he knew about it. He just wasn't saying anything, chat. And he said that's what the coach, and Mary's like, why could that man do that? And Bruce is like, he just did anything he could possibly do to win. It's almost as if he needed the winning edge episode title, right, Terry? Terry's just zonked out, Chad. He's just asleep at this point. And Terry's mom's like, Terry. He's like, no, it's fine. Let him sleep. He's had a long night. And many long nights are about to come. and Bruce gets up to leave, and Mary gets a blanket for Terry, and he snuggles up, and he sleeps, Chad. And that, my friends, that is Batman Beyond Episode 9, The Winning Edge. Great episode, Chad. Really great episode. I love that we found out what happened to Bane. It's a sad, dark end to that character, Chad. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. Or you'll become a giant vegetable as obsessive explosions. Don't do that to yourself. Because I'll pay the school to boost your grades. Exactly. Glee, juicy good review. Thank you so much, Glee. I appreciate that. I feel Terry right now. Yeah. No, I'm sure a lot of people do. Yay! And the song that plays during the credits say, oh, yeah, it does. It is. It's really good. Very awesome reviews tonight, Chris. I really enjoyed them. Thank you, Too Tall. No, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Leave the Venom alone, Chad. Do not pick up the Venom. It's very bad for you. No question about it. No, I've been loving reviewing Batman Beyond, Chad. I hope you guys have been enjoying these reviews.